From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Monday morning. We have some snow showers this morning in the Cascades that are tapering off, but we have some more snow showers that are starting to develop in the Blue Mountains. So we'll continue to see more of that throughout the rest of today. Right now, wind gusts not nearly as big of a factor as they were just yesterday afternoon. Still gusting out of the west upwards of 25 miles per hour towards Meacham and Cabbage Hill. But, it could be a little breezy a bit later today for the foothills and for the basin. But again, not as strong as what we saw just 24 hours back. Okay, on to temperatures this morning. They are noticeably colder, 20s and 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We're in the 30s and 40s for the lower Columbia Basin, mid-30s within the Blue Foothills. So if you did have to break out the ice scraper this morning, it would be either in the Kittitas or Yakima valleys. There is fog this morning up towards Snoqualmie Pass. Looks like pretty good visibility for the rest of the region. So here's the bottom line for the forecast moving forward. Mountain snow continues for today, should taper off for tonight. Valley snow is possible New Year's Eve night into New Year's Day morning. And we'll have more storm systems later this week. I'll break down all of the moving parts of this forecast coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Just after 5 o'clock on this Monday, right now on Good Morning Northwest, the community is pouring their support on a Pasco family who lost a mother and two young children in a car crash Friday. What we know so far. Plus, how long is too long to keep your live Christmas tree up? What fire officials in our region say you should do to keep it festive, not fiery. And President Jimmy Carter passing away at the age of 100. We take a look at his life and legacy coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Hope you had a great weekend. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Monday. I'm Austin Reed in for Jessica Jalal. Let's get to your top story. We start with a follow-up. Charges in the case after authorities say a man drove the wrong way onto the interstate in Pasco and hit another car head-on. A mother and her two young children died in the crash. It happened Friday night just after 5:30. The Washington State Patrol says 37-year-old Zachary Schwartz entered I-182 and began driving east in the westbound lanes shortly before he reached the Richland exit from 395. Authorities say Schwartz crashed head-on into a car being driven by 42-year-old Rodrigo Torres Gonzalez of Pasco. Torres Gonzalez was taken to the hospital with injuries. His wife, 39-year-old Guadalupe Vergara Gonzalez, died at the scene. His 1-year-old son also died. His 60-year-old son died of his injuries at a nearby hospital. Now, a GoFundMe has been set up for the Gonzalez family. It has raised nearly $50,000, and it will be used for the 3 funerals and other medical expenses. Authorities say Schwartz later tested positive for drugs and alcohol. He only suffered minor injuries. The Christmas holiday has come and gone. Some people prefer to put up real trees for the holiday, but how long is too long, and is it safe to do so? According to the National Fire Prevention Association, Christmas tree fires occur in December or January. Electrical distribution or lighting equipment was involved in more than 2 of 5 home Christmas tree fires, followed by heating equipment. It's important to stay aware of the position of the tree, as Christmas tree fires can be costly financially and could result in the loss of your home.
You're looking at annually millions in fire damages and displacement of families, especially at this time of year where you don't want to be displaced when it's cold out.
Webb says other things to look for is the color of the tree. If your tree is starting to look dry, it's important to keep it at least 3 feet away from a heat source. When you do take your tree down, it's important to be disposed of properly. New research has revealed the states where your car is most likely to be stolen in, with Washington State ranking in 3rd place. Pre-settlement legal funding company High Rise Financial analyzed data from the FBI Crime Data Explorer on the number of motor vehicle thefts per 100,000 citizens in each state for every month over 5 years, from 2019 to 2023. They calculated the average number of monthly car thefts in each state to reveal where in the U.S. your car is most likely to be stolen. Washington places 3rd, with 41.48 average monthly motor vehicle thefts per 100,000 residents. from 2019 to 2023. The year with the highest average monthly thefts was 2023 at 57.30. Other news this morning, the Benton County Sheriff's Office has a new online reporting website. Deputies launching this to help community members and businesses in unincorporated Benton County file police reports online. BCSO says the types of non-emergency crimes that can be reported include fraud, harassing phone calls, mail theft, and supplemental reports. There is also an option to report misdemeanor charges for crimes without suspects or physical evidence. The community can still contact dispatch to make a report directly to a deputy. The online reporting tool is only meant to be used for non-emergencies. If you are in an emergency, call 911. Your time now, almost to 5:06, still ahead on Good Morning Northwest. He was a peanut farmer from Georgia who later became president. We take a look at his life and legacy this hour. And Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth returns with another look at your forecast on this final Monday of 2024. We'll be right back.
It's the 3-degree guarantee from Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather and Legends Casino Hotel. When Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth gets the high within 3 degrees, $25 is put in the jackpot. If he misses, someone wins. From Legends Casino Hotel and Apple Valley News Now.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Through December 31st, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Owning a food truck was my dream, but my back and leg pain made every day a struggle. Then my personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm back to being the best version of myself.
Get back in the picture. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
It's time to start the countdown to 2025.
With performances by Alanis Morissette, Blake Shelton, Carrie Underwood, Jonas Brothers, Lenny Kravitz, and more. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve live December 31st on ABC.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We still have a winter storm warning that's in place for the Blue Mountains of Walla Walla and Umatilla counties and elevations above 4,000 feet. This runs until 10 this morning. So let's go ahead and show you what some of our mountain passes already look like for this morning. Is a little slushy at Snoqualmie Pass off of Interstate 90. Traction tires are advised, and we'll take it down to U.S. Highway 12 in Yakima County at White Pass. Slushy, traction tires also advised here. Now we'll slide back over to the Blue Mountains. As for I-84 at Cabbage Hill, spots of ice. You do have to carry chains. And then for Oregon 204 at Tollgate, packed snow. Can't really see much from this ODOT camera, but yeah, packed snow. Chains are required if you're towing between milepost 10 and milepost 30. Here's your forecast today for lower elevation. Should be a mostly dry day overall, but you can see by 7 this morning, temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Can't rule out a brief little period of freezing rain in the upper Yakima Valley. Then by the time we get to lunchtime, still just some small shower chances. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Could have a decent amount of sunshine breaking through for the valleys and especially for the basin. And then by 4 p.m., again, very small chances for rain. Temperatures into the 30s and 40s. So for today, we'll have highs that'll be about 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. Winds gusting out of the south and southwest between 20 to 25 miles per hour for the basin, for the foothills, and for the blues. And then for tonight, noticeably colder out there. All of us down into the 20s and 30s. All of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, plants, and the plumbing. We're tracking another storm system into New Year's Eve night, into New Year's Day morning. I'll tell you more about that one coming up in a few minutes.
Your time now, 5:10. We continue to follow breaking news, the passing of former President Jimmy Carter. The Carter Center says he died peacefully at his home in Plains, Georgia, surrounded by family. He was 100 years old, the longest-lived president in U.S. history, and had been in hospice care since 2023. ABC's David Muir has his life and legacy.
He was the boy from Georgia, from the small town of Plains to the presidency.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
Growing up on a peanut farm in a home with no running water or electricity, he would forge his own path, an outsider determined to take on a corrupt Washington and to try to turn the page.
I say to you quite frankly that the time for racial discrimination is over.
His path to the presidency began in Plains, valedictorian of his high school, graduate of the Naval Academy, and after running the family business, he would turn to politics. In 1970, Carter was elected governor, but so unknown nationally, when he came onto the game show What's My Line, no one knew who he was.
Is this anything to do with the world of fashion?
No. 2 down, 8 to go, Donna.
Yet in 1976, there was a hunger in this country for his plain-spoken promise to be honest with the American people.
My name's Jimmy Carter. I'm from Georgia. Yes, I'm going to be the next president.
And this outsider would become the Democratic nominee.
As a candidate and as a president, I'll never tell a lie.
After Richard Nixon's scandals and Gerald Ford's controversial pardon, voters were drawn to this new face with a post-Watergate message. Carter's campaign fueled in part by rock and roll.
I want to introduce to you the great Allman Brothers.
He would later count Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson among his best friends. And it would all help launch a relative unknown to victory.
ABC now projects Carter is the winner with 272 electoral votes.
Wow, look at that.
He said he was surprised the first time he heard the words, President Carter.
It was kind of a shock to me, but I felt ready for it and prepared for it.
And determined to avoid formality, James Earl Carter Jr. would take the oath of office as Jimmy.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
His wife Rosalind at his side. They married when he was 21, fresh from the Naval Academy. She was 18. And during his improbable journey, Carter's advisors would call Rosalind his secret weapon.
I look forward to consulting closely with him on a regular basis.
On Inauguration Day, he and the First Lady would leave the limo behind. They wanted to walk the parade.
And this is more like it was in the old days.
The time had come to sign the peace.
Human rights would drive his foreign policy. He helped forge an historic peace agreement between Israel and Egypt, which still stands today.
I'm so proud of both of you. God bless you.
Ahead of his time, he was the first president to warn of climate change, installing solar panels on the White House. But the setbacks at home, rising inflation, growing gas lines, would wear on the American people.
Good evening.
Issues he tried to address in what was later dubbed his malaise speech, though he never used that word.
It is a crisis that strikes at the very heart and soul and spirit of our national will.
And Carter would soon face another crisis, after Iranian militants seized American hostages at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. The president seemed powerless.
The American hostages were blindfolded, handcuffed, and marched out on the U.S. Embassy's front steps by the revolutionary students.
My thoughts and my prayers for our hostages in Iran are as though they were my own sons and daughters.
An American rescue mission failed, and Carter would lose to Ronald Reagan.
The president, we hear, is preparing his own concession statement. What we may have at the end of all of this is the biggest landslide we've seen in years.
And after 444 days that gripped the country, the Iranians released the American hostages on the same day Jimmy Carter left the White House. ABC cameras were with him in those final hours when the release became reality.
Right on, man. That's great. That's great. I think that was the happiest day that I've ever had. Not in laying down the burdens of the presidency, which I did not want to do, but in just knowing that those hostages were free.
Carter was just 56 when he left the White House, unsure how he would define his future.
We didn't know what we were going to do the rest of our lives, and we decided to take on projects that no one else wanted to do.
But Carter would redefine the modern post-presidency. He worked with Habitat for Humanity. And through the Carter Center, he traveled the world with Rosalind to eradicate disease, monitor elections, and to promote human rights. All work that won the former president the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002.
We can choose to alleviate suffering. We can choose to work together for peace.
He would famously travel commercial,
I love you, Jimmy Carter.
shaking hands with passengers. But no matter how far he traveled, his home was always his farm in Tiny Plains, Georgia. In August of 2015, he revealed skin cancer, melanoma, had spread to his brain.
I've had a wonderful life. I've had thousands of friends, and I've had an exciting and adventurous and gratifying existence. But now I feel, that it's in the hands of God, whom I worship, and I'll be prepared for anything that comes.
But his faith and his strength would carry him through, and crowds would still line up at the tiny Baptist church in Plains, Georgia, for the former president, where he would return to teach Sunday school, just as he had for decades.
Let them know what Christ means to you.
Those lines a poignant tribute to a president who may be most admired for what he did after he left office.
It's been the best part of my life since I left the White House, but I really have been both gratified and honored and pleased and excited to be the president of a great country.
In July of 2021, he and his wife Rosalind marked 75 years of marriage. The two of them were always a team, a shared purpose, a shared kiss. Jimmy Carter often said marrying Rosalind was the pinnacle of his life, more than any presidency.
Staying with me all this long has been the most wonderful thing in my life.
He's pretty wonderful in my life, too.
And that was ABC News' David Muir reporting. Your time now, 5:18, still ahead on Good Morning Northwest. And coming up, we're going to take a look at some other tributes all around the world. Josh has another check of your forecast and a snapshot of what ringing in the new year will look like. We'll be right back.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
If your family is anything like this, you need quality floors from Empire today. Like durable carpet with built-in stain and pet protection. Tough wood laminate with a scratch-resistant finish. Or waterproof vinyl plank floors. Even bath time is no match. And when life happens, Empire backs every floor with great warranties. Quality floors you can count on.
Save $350 on your next project. Call this special number now.
1-844-254-8536.
Did you know that maintaining your oral hygiene not only ensures your teeth and gums are in good health, but also ensures that you are free from disease-causing bacteria?
These same bacteria are found in blood clots of people who have recently suffered heart attacks. Biomarkers from these oral bacteria can be found in up to 50% of the clots taken from these victims. Now more than ever, oral health is directly related to your overall health.
Trust the team of experts at Avanta Dental. Our friendly team is ready to help you have a brighter, healthier future.
Life's too short to put up with a bad bank. You have a life, places to go, people to see, and things to get done. You don't have time for banks or credit unions that don't care. You deserve better. At Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, we've served Central Washington and the Columbia Basin since 1905 with 10 branches, face-to-face service, and a 5-star app when you're on the go. So go have fun. Do what makes you happy. Life's too short to put up with anything less. Bank better with Yakima Federal.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope. Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
This newscast sponsored by Nissan. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and step you through the forecast. For today, mountain snow will continue for a good chunk of the day. It'll be mostly dry for lower elevations, although we can't rule out a few showers for the valleys, basin, and foothills. In fact, there might be a quick opportunity for freezing rain in the Yakima Valley during the early morning. Then for tonight, mountain snow will start to dwindle this evening, especially around midnight. Lower elevations will continue to be mostly dry, although a few flurries can't be ruled out this evening in the Kittitas Valley. Another bout of freezing rain is possible late this evening in the upper Yakima Valley and in the Blue Foothills into the wee hours of the morning. For New Year's Eve day, it'll be a mostly dry day across the board. We can't rule out a sprinkler or two during the morning in the Blue Foothills, but that's about it. And then for New Year's Eve night, snow will start to pick up again for the Cascades during the early to mid-evening, but some of that could spread into the Kittitas and upper Yakima valleys as well. The lower valley, basin, foothills, and blues should keep it dry until around midnight. After that, chances for wet weather will pick up across the map, and expect the return of snow for our Blue Mountain passes as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the snowfall totals we're expecting from the exit of this storm system and the arrival of that next storm system. Not much doing for Cascade passes, not much doing for Cabbage Hill or Battle Mountain Summit, but we could have upwards of another foot to a foot and a half for Tollgate. So very dangerous travel there for Oregon 204. And this, we're not going to have that much liquid water over the next 48 hours, but then we're tracking more storm systems, one into New Year's Day and Thursday, another one into Friday and Saturday. So first, that New Year's Day and January 2nd storm system. You can see maybe eking out less than an inch of snow for our valleys and foothills. Could have some dangerous pass travel with this one. Overall, this is looking like a wetter storm system. And then for that follow-up storm system in a Friday and Saturday, also a decent amount of snow for Mountain Pass. Snow levels a little bit higher with this one, between 3,000 and 4,500 feet. You can see a lot of liquid water with this storm system, especially up in the Cascades, 1.5 to 2 inches of water. And high temperatures, they're going to be above average for today, and then after that, hovering around seasonal. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances Wednesday and Thursday, looking much wetter for Friday, then a bit drier this weekend. In Yakima, a wintry mix possible into the first morning of 2025. A cold rain by Thursday, then better rain chances Friday. In Ellensburg, a rain-snow mix possible the morning of New Year's Day, likely just rain in the forecast after that. Then for Hermiston, small rain chances the 1st and 2nd, much wetter by Friday, and then drier this weekend. Then for Walla Walla, rain likely to start 2025, and it looks like that'll continue right through the weekend.
Josh, thank you for that. Your time now, 5:24 on this Monday. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we are taking a look at your entertainment headlines and the weekend box office results. Stay tuned.
Are you ready to step up and save lives?
Umatilla County Fire District Number 1 is calling on firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics to join our team. Experience the thrill of the front lines, excellent pay and benefits, and great opportunities for advancement. With every emergency, you'll make a difference and become a hero in the community. Don't just work a job, embrace a mission. Umatilla County Fire District Number 1. Apply now at ucfd1.org and join our team. We're looking for heroes like you.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
To be out here in God's creation, to have the strength and energy at 77 years of age is pure joy, even when repairing fence from wind damage. I rely on Mile Health with the amazing science-backed formula for muscle support. As we age, mobility, balance, and strength are vital to help us keep doing the things we love to do, like me here on our ranch. Plus, to have lean, strong muscles can help prevent falls and will help in recovery from surgery and injuries. Don't let age and muscle loss rob you of your strength and vitality. Be strong with Mile Health.
Mile Health is supported by 25 human clinical studies. Call the number on your screen now and take advantage of our special buy one, get one free offer. We're confident you'll feel results or your money back. Call now.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
Seattle battles the Utah Hockey Club for the first time ever. 4:30 tonight, MeTV.
527, taking a look at your entertainment headlines this morning. A $9,000 Rolex stolen from Keanu Reeves has turned up in Chile. Chilean police say they have recovered 3 watches thought to have been stolen from Reeves' Los Angeles home in 2023. Authorities in Santiago say the watches were recovered in an operation against local robberies. The Rolex Submariner watch is engraved with the actor's first name and the words 2021 JW4. Thank you, the John Wick 5. Police say they have arrested a 21-year-old man in connection to the theft. As for the weekend box office, none of the 4 new releases at theaters could shake Sonic 3, which landed again at the #1 spot. The movie brought in $38 million over the weekend. Mufasa the Lion King dug its claws into second place, making $37 million. Far behind in third place, The Vampire Tale, which brought in $21 million. All right, 528 still ahead in our next half hour. At 5:30, as winter weather settles across a large part of our region, winter driving techniques that can help you master the road. Plus, why the city manager of the city of Sunnyside woke up to angry messages and what he says the city is going to do about it. We'll be right back with the next half hour right after this.
In today's Tech Bites, YouTube is testing a new floating button called Play Something, said to be similar to the I Feel Lucky feature on Google. The Play Something button will hover just above the bottom bar of the app. When you tap it, it will pick a YouTube video to play for you. Next, LG is rolling out its newest gaming monitors, including a 45-inch bendable model. The company says it offers a more immersive gaming experience than standard displays. It will make its full debut at next week's Consumer Electronics Show happening in Las Vegas. Finally, a security alert for Chrome users. According to Reuters, hackers put malicious code into Chrome browser extensions as far back as a few weeks ago. The code was reportedly designed to target social media advertising and AI platforms. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Allison Kosek. I hope you have a great day.
Can Nariva support your brain health?
Mary, Janet, hey.
Eddie, no. Fraser, Frank.
Frank? Fred, how are you? Fred.
Support up to 7 brain health indicators, including memory. When you need to remember Nariva.
Aveeno introduces new daily moisturizing cream. It's clinically proven to moisturize dry skin for 48 hours and instantly strengthens skin's barrier for softer, smoother skin. Aveeno, the power of oat for sensitive skin.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Welcome to our 5:30 half hour on this final Monday of 2024. I'm Austin Reed.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
And Jessica is off this morning. I'm going to be hanging out with you today and tomorrow. So it's the guy show.
Sweet.
How's it going? Kind of not too crazy.
Yeah, this weekend we had quite a bit of snow for our Cascade passes and our Blue Mountain passes. Still kind of reeling from that a little bit, but I did want to talk about our 3-degree guarantee contest because we did that on Friday. So I went with a forecast high 49 degrees in Pasco. It verified at 51 degrees, so it did verify to 3 degrees of either side, which means that the jackpot went up by $25. Now it's $150 in total. So what does that mean for today? Okay, well, here are the stakes. I'm going with a forecast high 47 degrees for Pasco. So if the actual high temperature falls between 44 to 50 degrees, that means that the jackpot is going to rise up to $175. But if my forecast goes bust, that means that the jackpot could be yours. To figure out how to win the jackpot, go to applevalleynewsnow.com, click on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. All right, now on to the radar, as we aren't really seeing that much out there for this morning, just a few snow showers in the Blue Mountains. I figure that we'll start to see a little bit more of that, not only in the Blues, but also in the Cascades a little bit later this morning. Winds not nearly as much of a factor as they were just 24 hours back, still gusting out of the west upwards of 20 miles per hour towards Cabbage Hill and Meacham. And a little bit later today, some of those winds could start to spread down into the foothills and into the basin. Right now, temperatures are in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, just kind of depending on the microclimate. Mid-30s in the foothills. We're seeing 30s and 40s for the basin and 20s and 30s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valley. So if you did have to break out the ice scraper for this morning, it would be in the valleys. And visibility is a concern up towards Snoqualmie Pass, like it typically is around this time of the morning and around this time of the year. But elsewhere, visibility looking A-OK. All right, here is your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. Heavy jacket stuff for this morning, and then just light jacket stuff by the peak of daytime heating, but it'll be more heavy jacket weather for tonight. So for today, we'll have highs that'll be about 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. That means 40s across the map, even getting a decent amount of sunshine within the lower Columbia Basin. That could make us feel a little bit warmer, but I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's forecast, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
5:33 now. With tens of millions of Americans on the roads for the holidays, drivers could face treacherous conditions. This morning, we're showing you how to take on the roads as safely as possible. Matt Gutman has the winter weather driving demo you have to see before you head out.
Here at Team O'Neill Rally School, they train drivers for the worst roads winter has to offer.
Most people spend a lot of time on paved roads, and just a snowy, icy road is just a super dramatic change.
Back in 2022, I got in the driver's seat, roll bars to protect us in case something happens, all to show you how to avoid heart-pounding scenes like this. And this. This SUV in Nebraska sliding across 2 lanes of traffic before flipping into a ditch. More than 1,300 people die in the U.S. every year on snowy, slushy, or icy roads. More than 100,000 are injured. One of the most elusive obstacles, black ice. And here's one way to spot it. When the ground is wet, tires make a sizzling sound. That's water spraying off the road. But if the ground looks wet and you don't hear that sizzle or see the spray coming off the car in front of you, you're likely on black ice. And that can occur even in above freezing temperatures as high as 45 degrees, since pavement can be cooler than the air. Team O'Neill putting me on this controlled icy course in 2022 live on GMA. We set up these barriers to simulate a hazard on the road. a hazard that you don't see coming in wintry conditions when there's a whiteout or a snowstorm and something just comes in front of your car stops short, an animal jumps in. First, I demonstrate what experts tell us not to do in these conditions. Going too fast, I'm gonna panic, I'm gonna slam on the brakes, and I'm gonna turn the wheel hard all at the same time. I hit about 40 miles an hour. Here we go. Now I'm driving at 40 miles an hour. There, I register that there's a problem. Oh my God, there, I'm gonna slam into the... and slam into the snowbank behind me. I am okay. I braked as hard as I could. Everything is fine here. Here's what I should have done. When approaching a turn or trying to avoid an obstacle on a slick road, only perform one action at a time. While holding the wheel steady, gently press on the brakes to slow the vehicle. Once at a safe speed, release the brake and then make your turn. Once the wheel is straight again, then accelerate. Try to avoid turning the wheel while braking or accelerating, but if you have to do it all gently. You don't want to put too many inputs into the car at once. The car's not going to be able to handle it. So what you want to do is think about doing one of those things at a time. Brake, then turn. I try it again. This time, slower, braking gently in a straight line, then easing into the turn. I see this, I'm braking, but now I'm looking where I want to go, and I'm able to swerve out of the way, safely avoiding that collision.
That was Matt Gutman. Make sure to brush up on what you should have in your winter driving safety kit at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. 5:37, we're going to head to Oregon now. Two men from Portland have been found dead after they went out to Skamania County in search of Sasquatch. Someone contacted authorities early Christmas morning and reported the two men missing. They were supposed to return on Christmas Eve. The Skamania County Sheriff's Office launched a massive search. About 60 volunteers helped look for the men, and after 3 days, searchers located their bodies. Authorities say it appears the deaths were caused from exposure to the weather conditions. We're going to head to Sunnyside this morning, where several Facebook posts and tags letting the city manager of Sunnyside know that several commercial utility customers had received surprise increases to their monthly bill. And in one case, a large payment was auto-debited from their account. Mike Gonzalez is now apologizing for those customers for the lack of communication, letting them know that a larger bill was coming in the near future. As a result of this incident, he has authorized the finance staff to offer those affected customers payment plans or credits to their accounts.
You know, I think there was some pushback from the customer who got that initial information out. I read some things that they were a little upset that we shared the customer's sort of billing information, but it's part of the facts. The one thing I would like the public to know is that, look, we have offered all those customers payment plans. If they were on auto debit, we've offered credits back. So
Gonzalez says he wants to address an allegation that this was a calculated money grab. He tells us this was in no way the case. STCU is kicking off the new year, making an effort to help families complete the free application for federal student aid, a critical step for anyone who may decide to obtain specialized career training or attend college at any point after high school. In January and February, the credit union is offering FAFSA assistance after hours at STCU branch locations throughout southeastern Washington. In all, there will be a record 50 free events throughout the state, but 4 in the Tri-Cities and 12 in central Washington. You can also find a list of locations at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. 5:39 happening today. The Hanford Union is set to meet with HMIS as the lockout at Hanford continues. It is expected the two groups will discuss a counter-proposal and see if they can reach a deal. HMIS has said previously it won't budge on its terms. The guards have been locked out since November the 27th. Still ahead on Good Morning Northwest, with the new year right around the corner, it's the perfect time to plan your next trip. A few smart moves can help you save big. Consumer Reports is up next with that. And going along with that travel, Josh has your full First Alert weather forecast. Do stay with us. Have a great Hanukkah from all of us at Apple Valley News Now.
You know you want a burger, so make it my Smash Jack. Rated the best burger in fast food. It's even got more beef than a Big Mac. Chin up, Ronald. Maybe you'll get a participation trophy. My Smash Jack, now on sourdough.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew. Final days.
Big inventory, big deals, and a final day's finish. Ford SUVs. The Built Wild Bronco family. Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
She knows.
F-Series, best-selling truck for 47 years.
Final days. Exciting.
Your choice. Lease a Bronco Sport or F-150 SDX for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Furniture legs can scar your floors, costing you a lot of cash. Now there's Ruby Sliders, the new chair leg covers that protect your floors, prevent scratching, and slide with ease without all the noise. They fit snugly on both size legs and glide across any floor. Now you can move even your largest furniture with no effort at all. Regular felt gets worn and easily falls off, but Ruby Sliders feature an ultra-tight nano-weave material attached with an industrial-strength adhesive to the cover, so they're built to last. Plus, they're ultra flexible and conform to most sizes. They'll protect any kind of floor, from hardwood, laminate, ceramic tile, and more. Call or go online now to get Ruby Sliders for as low as 99 cents with free shipping. That's right, free shipping. This offer is not available on Amazon, so order now.
Call 1-800-756-0838 or visit rubysliders.com. So call 1-800-756-0838 now.
You're craving tacos. Not just tacos, birria tacos. Actually, birria tiny tacos. Sauced and loaded and served with my new birria-flavored buttermilk ranch. You won't find all this at that other taco joint.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
The end of another year. A time to reflect on where we've been and where we hope the next year will take us. But above all, a time to Monday night party! Woo!
Okay, if you were just crowned National Champion Dog by the AKC, what are you doing the very next morning? You're coming to GMA, of course. This morning, the only place to see the AKC Top Dog winner will be right here on Good Morning America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. High temperatures today spanning from the low 30s to the mid 40s. Should see some sunshine within the Kittitas Valley, and we're expecting snow showers throughout the day up towards Snoqualmie Pass. Then in the Yakima Valley, a small chance for freezing rain for this morning. Later today should be mostly dry. High temperatures into the low to mid 40s. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, I think this is probably where we're going to see the most sunshine for today within the region. Winds gusting out of the south and west upwards of 25 miles per hour. These highs getting into the mid 40s. And then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, also mid 40s. Winds gusting out of the south and west upwards of 20 miles per hour. Will be, again, mostly dry for lower elevations, but we are expecting snow to continue throughout a good chunk of the day for the Blue Mountains. Now let's talk about the big picture. Seasonal rainfall deficits and surpluses we've been tracking since October 1st. Look at this. This entire graphic is green, which means across the board we have rainfall surpluses for the season now. 30 to 45% surpluses in the valleys, 60 to 70% surpluses in the basin, so doing especially good for Tri-Cities and Hermiston. We are just about breaking even in Walla Walla, but for the longest time this season this has been a deficit, so now we're running a surplus, and we have more rain, more snow that's on the way, and I'll tell you how much coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thank you. 5:45 is your time. With the new year just around the corner, it's the perfect time to plan your next trip like a pro. The best part, booking doesn't have to be stressful or break the bank. With a few smart tips from Consumer Reports, you can save big and travel smarter.
Finding great travel deals takes a little know-how. Consumer Reports reporter and travel enthusiast Lisa Gill is sharing some of CR's top tips for saving money on your next trip.
Markdowns can be misleading because they can come from prices that nobody actually ever pays.
She says track flight prices with tools like Google Flights or Kayak, adjust dates or use nearby airports to save. For last-minute deals, try CheapOair. Watch out for basic fares. They seem cheap but often exclude carry-ons, seat choices, or sitting together, with extras adding up fast. For a round-trip ticket, shop for 2 one-way flights, even if that means mixing airlines. Doing so can save money.
Book directly with the airline whenever possible. That way, if there's any last-minute cancellations or changes, you can work directly with the airline instead of working through a third-party site.
When selecting hotels, CR recommends starting with ratings and reviews. Be cautious of discounts that seem too good to be true.
You should ignore pressure tactics like 50 people booked this hotel in the last hour. Instead, once you find a hotel you like, check their website and look for deals. And if you don't find any, call the hotel directly.
Vacation rentals through home sharing sites like Airbnb and Vrbo can be great for larger families, offering more space and sometimes discounts for longer stays. But you might not get the amenities and perks a hotel offers. Plan your cruise early, ideally 6 to 12 months ahead. Go to cruisecritic.com to compare options. If you're renting a car, even if you're offered a discount, skip paying up front. That's because prices can drop closer to your travel date, and you'll have the flexibility to change the reservation if needed. Consider picking up away from the airport, where rates are often lower, but double check if it's worth the extra travel cost. This is Jaima Crespo.
And don't forget to use membership discounts. If you are a member of AAA, AARP, or the military, or even a healthcare worker, you could save 20 to 35%. That's enough to help cover those pesky fees and taxes. All right, 5:47 is your time. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh has your full forecast. We've also got the morning sprint and what you need to know before you head out the door this morning. Final Monday of 2024. Good morning.
Today, Grady turns 1. Already he plans to wrestle alligators, try his hand at the culinary arts, and explore the world. With the Get College Saving Program, you can start saving for their future anywhere in the country. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in
test drive?
Absolutely.
There's the all-new Kicks, the new V6-powered Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Consumer Guide's Best Buy 10 years in a row.
Finished with all your holiday shopping?
We are now.
Hurry in to the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months, or get a low $279 per month lease on Rogue.
Not being able to see up close can be frustrating. Introducing Eye Candy, the sweet new way to see everything bigger, brighter, and better than ever before. This lightweight, easy-to-hold magnifier utilizes an optical-grade lens that enlarges print by 300%. Yes, 300%. Embedded in Eye Candy's frame are 12 anti-glare LED lights that dramatically help increase clarity. It's a flashlight and magnifier in one. Lightweight and portable, Eye Candy is ideal for dimly lit restaurants. Read recipes, prescription bottles, or nutritional information. Order now to get your Eye Candy for only $19.99. But wait, there's breaking news. Eye Candy may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Eye Candy is shutting down and stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 Eye Candies per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-931-3546 or visit tryeyecandy.com. That's 1-800-931-3546. Order now.
Millions of people deal with obesity and face unfair weight bias every day.
We don't want you on our team. You're too slow and fat.
Weight bias is harmful, not helpful.
Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
Learn more about weight bias and how to help end it. Visit stopweightbias.com.
Let's work together to stop weight bias today.
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and step you through the forecast for today. Mountain snow will continue for a good chunk of the day. It'll be mostly dry for lower elevations, although we can't rule out a few showers for the valleys, basin, and foothills. In fact, there might be a quick opportunity for freezing rain in the Yakima Valley during the early morning. Then for tonight, mountain snow will start to dwindle this evening, especially around midnight. Lower elevations will continue to be mostly dry, although a few flurries can't be ruled out this evening in the Kittitas Valley. Another bout of freezing rain is possible late this evening in the upper Yakima Valley and in the Blue Foothills into the wee hours of the morning. Then for New Year's Eve day, it'll be a mostly dry day across the board. We can't rule out a sprinkle or two during the morning in the Blue Foothills, but that's about it. And then for New Year's Eve night, snow will start to pick up again for the Cascades during the early to mid-evening, but some of that could spread into the Kittitas and upper Yakima valleys as well. The lower valley, basin, foothills, and blues should keep it dry until around midnight. After that, chances for wet weather will pick up across the map, and expect a return of snow for our Blue Mountain passes. All right, so let's show you some of the snowfall totals we're expecting over the next 48 hours. And keep in mind, this will track the end of this storm system and the beginning of the next storm system. So not that much snow for a Cascade Pass, probably less than an inch for our valleys. Not that much doing for the Battle Mountain Summit or for Cabbage Hill, anywhere between 3 to 4 inches. But we're expecting a lot more for Tollgate. So it could be a very rough stretch of travel there on Oregon 204. In terms of the liquid water we'll get from the storm system, or at least over the next 48 hours, not much doing. But we have more storm systems lined up, one into Wednesday and Thursday, another one into Friday and Saturday. So first, the Wednesday-Thursday storm system, or in essence, New Year's Day and January 2nd. Low snow levels with this one, between 1,000 to 4,500 feet. Less than an inch of snow is possible for the foothills and valleys, and anywhere between 2 to 6 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill. Expecting more for those passes at higher elevations. Overall, this will be a wetter storm system compared to the next 48 hours we're about to endure. And then into Friday and Saturday, higher snow levels with this one, 3,000 to 4,500 feet. Once again, 2 to 6 inches of snow possible for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill. And overall, this is going to be a very wet storm system, especially for the Cascades, 1.5 inches to 2 inches of water. Just wanted to touch on temperatures real quick. Above average for today, mostly seasonal and colder after that. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances Wednesday and Thursday, looking much wetter for Friday, then a bit drier this weekend. In Yakima, a wintry mix possible into the first morning of 2025. A cold rain by Thursday, then better rain chances Friday. In Ellensburg, a rain-snow mix possible the morning of New Year's Day, likely just rain in the forecast after that. For Hermiston, small rain chances the 1st and 2nd, much wetter by Friday, then drier this weekend. Then for Walla Walla, rain likely to start 2025, and it looks like that'll continue right through the weekend.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:53 on this Monday. Let's get you up to your headlines now. The top 5 local things you need to know this morning. A GoFundMe page has been set up for a Pasco family after a mother and her 2 young children died in a car crash Friday. Washington State Patrol says 39-year-old Guadalupe Vergara Gonzalez and her 2 sons, ages 6 years and 1-year-old, died after a car going the wrong way hit them head-on on I-182. Her husband, Rodrigo, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The Walla Walla County Board of Commissioners is meeting today in an effort to adopt its 2025 budget before the end of the year. Last week, the commissioners extended the public hearing in an effort to consider any comments or concerns. The board is considering cutting the budget by 2.5% across the board, as well as imposing a hiring freeze. STCU is kicking off the new year, making an effort to help families complete the free application for federal student aid. In January and February, the credit union is offering FAFSA assistance after hours at STCU branch locations throughout southeastern and central Washington. You can find a full list of locations at applevalleynewsnow.com. The Benton County Sheriff's Office has a new online reporting website. BCSO launched the site to help community members and businesses in unincorporated Benton County file police reports online. The community can still contact dispatch to make a report directly to a deputy. The online reporting tool is only meant to be used for non-emergencies. If you're in an emergency, of course, call 911. Happening today, the Hanford Union is set to meet with HMIS as the lockout at Hanford continues. It is expected the two groups will discuss a counterproposal and see if they can reach a deal. HMIS has said previously it won't budge on its terms. The guards have been locked out since November 27th. In your national headlines this morning, funeral plans are underway for former President Jimmy Carter, who passed away Sunday at the age of 100 years old. According to the Carter Center, final arrangements are still pending, but you can visit the online condolence book at the official Jimmy Carter Tribute website. Eventually, he will be laid to rest in the Plains, Georgia, his hometown right next to his wife. And President-elect Donald Trump is asking the Supreme Court to pause an upcoming ban on TikTok in the U.S. It's scheduled to go into effect January 19th unless the platform is sold to a U.S. company. The move comes after Trump met with the platform CEO earlier this month. He is asking the judges to give him the opportunity to work on the matter once he is sworn into office. In your business headlines, Big Lots says it has struck a deal that would keep hundreds of stores open. The discount chain announced a new deal with other buyers. One of those companies is Variety Wholesalers, which says the stores will operate under the Big Lots brand, and it may employ the employees that work there. Officials predict this will be one of the busiest travel days of the holiday season. Some passengers might be a little nervous after a deadly accident in South Korea. They say flying is one of the safest ways to travel, though. They also say pilots train for bird strikes, and planes are designed to fly and land safely, even with just one engine. Turning to your sports headlines this morning at 5:57, a basketball brawl during the Miami Heat-Houston Rockets game. Look at this. Amen Thompson and Tyler Herro got tangled up. Thompson throws up a punch there. Several players rush the court before things can finally be calmed down. Herro, Thompson, and 4 other players all got ejected from the game. The Heat ends up winning 104-100. All right, turning to what's trending, the NFL delivered an unforgettable halftime show for Christmas headlined by none other than Beyonce, and this was in her hometown of Houston, Texas.
Yeah, dressed in a dazzling rhinestone-studded cowboy ensemble, the Queen Bee brought a Texan twist to the stage with the show-stopping performance of hits from her Cowboy Carter album. The superstar began her iconic performance on horseback, literally riding in on a white horse while singing 16 Carriages.
Well, Post Malone made a surprise cameo to perform their collaboration, Levi's Jeans, following Bey's duet with country singer Shabuzi. Her daughter, Blue Ivy, joined her on the field as she paid homage to her roots and the culture of the Lone Star State with Texas Hold'em.
Dubbed the Beyonce Bowl, this marks the first time the singer has performed songs from her hit Cowboy Carter album in front of a live audience.
All right, so let's see. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think it's like blasphemy to say anything bad about Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want like her fan base and her stans to come after me. So, yeah, that's.
You know, and it's funny too because I mean she's still such a huge star.
Yes.
You know, obviously for now. So, all right, your time right now, 5:59. We're going to take a quick break. We will have much more ahead on Good Morning Northwest at 6 o'clock. Stay tuned.